As the One Piece anime continues to delve more and more into Kuma's backstory, the theme of selflessness resonates with the audience on a personal level. Kinda ironic, isn't it? We're following a pirate story where all the pirates that we're following are either selfish, they steal valuables, they murk people for no reason. They're all just, at the end of the day, they're morally great people. But Kuma, without a doubt, is the most kind-hearted, compassionate, and selfless person in this entire series. And that is what we'll be doing today. We'll be diving into Bartholomew Kuma's character and seeing how he, out of everyone else in the One Piece world, is the most selfless person in the One Piece verse. What's good, YouTube? My name is Tacked Out MP4, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to give me a knife that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment for the algorithm, and let's dive in. Now, the theme of selflessness is not something foreign to the One Piece world. After all, we follow Luffy, for goodness sake. Luffy always puts his crew ahead of himself. Even though it's his dream to become the Pirate King, if one of his teammates, they gotta tag out for something important, Luffy's gonna make sure he stays there and wait for them till it's their time to come back. Although Luffy's kindness only extends towards his crewmates and his friends. Anyone else, he could give two shits about. We see this quite literally in Alabasta. Vivi is out there telling to Luffy that even though she wants everyone in the war to survive, Luffy's like, nah, that's not possible. It's war. People are going to die. But Luffy and Eddie's lobby, he didn't have that same mentality. He saw Nico Robin literally forfeit her life, and he was like, nah. Even though I just committed war on the world government, I'm not gonna let you die. So the selflessness really does vary on who he actually cares about. But for my big brother Bartholomew Kuma, that is not gonna happen. He will not let that slide, because unless if you're a celestial dragon, he'll make sure he'll try to protect you the best way he can. We've seen that. Even like despite his rough upbringing and this rough childhood, which I'm gonna be honest is way worse than Luffy, he still finds a way to become a better person and follow in the way of the Lord, man. I don't think y'all understand how crazy it is that Kuma is still morally good after everything that he's been through, especially in his childhood. Despite Kuma being born a buccaneer, born into slavery just off the get-go, despite Kuma losing his mom off screen and his dad trying to cheer him up got shot on screen, despite Kuma being sent to God Valley where he was being hunted down like rabbits from celestial dragons. Despite all of that, he chose to not only live, but to forge a better life for him and Ginney. Through all that time, he was 8 years old. And despite all of the turmoil that he's been through, he was mentally strong enough not to repel his anger against others. In fact, Kuma turned that major setback into a major comeback, because for the next few years, him and Bonney started growing closer in relation, while also him technically being the king of a new country. Inside of that same country, Kuma is constantly taking people's pain and using it on himself so that people can be relieved of whether it be sickness, stress, etc. Remember when Zoro took his pain for Luffy and Thriller Bark? Kuma is taking that every single weekend for absolutely no reason. He's just doing this through the kindness of his heart. He's not getting no applause, no money, no gain. He's just doing it because he wants to. That is pure selflessness. With this pain, Kuma is constantly bedridden, winded, to the point where he can't even move sometimes. Ginney comes to help him, but even then, that's just not enough. The amount of pain that he takes just for himself is crazy. With the defeat of the evil tyrant king, Kuma and Ginney began to expand themselves towards the revolutionary army, and there they're able to help revolutionize and free other countries from tyrant rulers or government. And to Kuma's surprise, one of the craziest things happened to him. He got proposed by Ginney to get married. Now normally, and Kuma even said this himself, he was glad to hear this news. After all, Ginney, they were a match made in heaven. But Kuma knew that his blood is going to repeat the process if they make a baby. You know, the process that happened to him and his parents, that's the same thing that's going to happen if they had a blood baby together. So it was tragic, but Kuma had to decline that. He had to decline their marriage. And Oda saw this and he was like, nah, it's gotta get worse for Kuma. Because he decides, you know what? Ginney's gonna go missing. And when she comes back, she's gonna be on her deathbed with her baby having a super STD from some celestial dragon. Kuma didn't even get a chance to mourn his wife because his stepdaughter, inflicted with this rock disease, could die at any moment just like Ginney, and he had to search around everywhere in all of the world for a possibility of a cure, so that nobody's heard of. And when he finally finds someone who could possibly save Bonney's life, being Vegapunk, who was under government mandate, mind you, he literally said, hey, Kuma, I got an ultimatum for you. The only way I could save Bonney's life is if you give up your mind and body and become a weapon of war. Now, as we all know, Kuma, being the gentle giant that himself, signed away that waiver, no problem. No problem. He literally signed his life away so that his daughter, who was potentially going to die before she even turned 8 years old, she can live a better life. If that is not the definition of selflessness, I don't even know what is. Because technically, Bonney's not even his daughter. That's like his stepdaughter. And that's just mind-boggling to me, man. But Kuma, through everything we've seen, we know that his iron will and determination is something that rivals Whitebeard, rivals Roger, rivals the greats. Because I don't think anybody else would do this. Like, legit, not a single soul. Through all the trials and tribulations that the One Piece world threw at Kuma, for him to waver, he stood 10 toes down. He did not care what happened. Regardless, he was always going to be selfless. He's always going to put others first, no matter how much power he has. And he's always going to serve Nika. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, man. In a world where selflessness quite literally gains you power, Kuma rose above all of them. In my heart.
Is this nigga serious?
If y'all couldn't tell, I really love talking about Kuma. He's one of my favorite characters in One Piece. So if you guys want to hear more One Piece videos like this, please make sure to give it that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comment for the algorithm. Join the membership today just for $2. I'm tagged that before, and I'll see you all next time.
I live with my dad. I want to help her out.
Speed, I'm watching the stream while you try not to laugh, bro. That's disrespectful, bro.